Again, we're in the streets of Kansas City. And again, we roll up on people who have the look. What's to do?
You just gotta do what you gotta do. It's better. You feel me? At the end of the day, it's better. At the end of the day, where we live, in the area we live in, half the motherfuckers that we be around, is better in our scenario because you feel me. I'd rather me get you than him get me because I got a family. Everybody out here got a family. Everybody out here got a family. You got a family. We got families. Niggas up the street got families. And the shit just so real and the shit just so simple to happen. Like, you can be walking just like how you just pulled up on us every day. Me and my bro, when we walk down the street, we literally have to watch our backs. Every time we walk around the corners, we gotta watch our backs for the simple fact that shit that we did that we know wasn't right could always come back on you. And the nigga's always there to get back at you. I don't care how far. It could be a couple years down the line. I'm doing, like, me personally, I'm going through some shit like that right now where I always have to watch my back because of some dumb shit that I did back then that I had to do. You feel me? It's like, even though people may think it's dumb or people may think that, you know, you don't have to do this shit, a lot of this shit you have to do because it's
survival.
Survival. It's not only like, all right, it's not only a personal choice, but half the time you born into this shit. Like, I wasn't born with no silver spoon in my mouth. None of my family members are rich. You feel me? I can't go across town to where the lawyers and the judges live and I can just sit there and have a conversation with them. I can't do that. I grew up on 51st and Agnes. We just moved out here. Even back there on 51st and Agnes, the shit's just so real. You feel me? You got guns,
you got drugs, prostitutes,
everywhere.
But one of the things, both of you said you got finished school, correct?
Yeah. Even with that being, even with people being able to finish school, like, at the end of the day, school ain't for everybody. I went to school and my whole school experience, I looked at it like it was just my stumping ground. I went to school for the simple fact to see girls, sell weed, and get up out of there. That was literally it. That was school for me. That was school.
And a lot of brothers, right?
Yeah, you feel me?
Hey, but let me just say this, and I'm the turn to this young man. Why does our system allow 16-year-olds to drop out of school?
It's the environment that we brought it into.
Hey, that ain't the environment. That's a legislation from.
And that's something that a lot of us, especially in this area, because to be honest, even though I live out here, I went to a Raytown school district. I like my pops used to drop us off in Raytown every morning so we can go to school because he didn't want us going to school around here because I can tell you all my homeboys that went to school around here dropped out. My homeboys that went to East drop out. Ace, all that shit, they dropped out for the simple fact that the education over here is not as hands-on as anywhere else in a more suburban area.
Well, not only that, the parental support isn't there. I watched, look, I couldn't do my grandkids, but like I said, man, I watch how, like I said, I can imagine in the inner city how tough it is for young people that don't have a parent at home to help them with their homework. Yeah. But you have really spoken to the heart of really what the documentary is all about. And let me just say this to both of y'all. And we're trying to do some things through the barbershops here in town, because that's really the hub. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's where we all go. Like my aunt cut street up to here. He ain't got his own barbershop, but he cut hair out his house. Right. And we all go there. When we there, we all politic. We go ahead and tap in with each other.
Well, tell them we gonna feel each other, because the thing is, we gonna try to help the ex-felons get jobs and shit like that. And look at brother, always looking over his shoulder. Hey, but don't feel bad. That's a habit. Hey, God bless you, man. Hey, again, we are in Moving On Up Barbershop in Grandview, Missouri. And again, the owner, which is over here, Miles Jefferson, has consented, and this man, to an interview. But real quick, man, explain to me what you were saying about the young brothers and what their situation is and what they're looking for. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, they need to stay in school, and you can't look to entertainment to teach you how to be a man. Like that's something that you got to be trained at home. Like I feel like they lost in the sense to where is I gotta be macho, I gotta be hyper macho to match what I'm seeing on TV or what I'm listening to. And it's like everybody can't be the same, because if it would, it'd be a boring world.
But the reality of it is the path they're taking themselves down is going to lead to prison or death, correct?
Yeah. No, that's the only two options you got.
And because, like you said, if you don't stay in school, right, the options are even worse, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, man, but again, because we only have a couple seconds, it isn't just a matter of staying in school. You have to stay in school and try.
Oh, yeah.
And that's really the problem with many of our young black men and some of our women. You know, there's no effort being made. I just interviewed a brother before you. You know what he said? Man, I went to school to look at the girls, to sell weed, and to get on up out of there. And that's a shame. And the other thing, man, I'll say is this. Because during this documentary, very, very seldom have I seen a young black person come out of any of our schools with a smile on their face. And that's sad. And one other last thing. I've been filming now here in Grandview for 2 months. Yesterday, or more, longer than that, isn't it, Miles? Yeah, right. But the sad part, yesterday in Grandview schools, in the locker room, a gun went off. Now, a man down in the murder factory said it's coming this way. We got to stop.
That's true.
I just met this young man. And tell me the first things, because I mentioned about a shooting at Grandview. But you said you were just a graduate, right?
Yes.
But tell me the sad thing that you said after that.
Well, the sad thing is
Look into the camera.
about half the students don't have much sense and aren't bright because they don't choose to. They more decide to worry more about fashion or the things they see on TV rather than get their grades up, and want to be more like thugs that they see on TV.
But where is the system failing?
The system failing is more, to me, it starts with the parents and showing what truly is a young gentleman, what you're supposed to act like. First for the school system, they're not showing enough examples of what that is. More, they have few examples while the students choose, while they don't shove it enough to the students' faces where they don't see it. There's enough students who don't see it every day that they do at school.
Because many of the young men are from single parent homes, correct?
Yes.
Now, the other thing is this. You know, aren't a lot of kids just passed along who really are basically dysfunctional?
Yes.
And don't they come from, unfortunately, dysfunctional homes?
Some do.
Well, you just tell me.
Yeah.
You know, you've been into some of your friends' houses. Turn this way and look a little bit. You know, hey, you know, what if, you know, have you seen many parents be as inappropriate as their kids are?
Yes, I've seen multiple just as inappropriate as their children. They don't show a good enough example of what adulting is supposed to be, not more like trying to blow your money on things that you don't need or trying to impress people that you don't care about.
Now yourself, now you've graduated.
Yes.
What's in your future?
Right now I'm going to UMKC for engineering at the moment.
Oh shit, that's what we like.
How many kids did you graduate with last year?
Our class was about 300. Our class graduated about 250. There's about 150 that didn't graduate.
100. So percentage-wise, that would be
Close to about a third.
So right. So if there were two more of you, the other two would not have made it. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hey, Miles. And again, you graduated from Grandview. You heard about the shooting yesterday. What would you say, man? I can catch your voice.
Man,
Well, I can catch you.
Everybody, they done moved this. They done moved one to be a thug to Grandview. Now they banging in Grandview. Grandview is a country town with a good football team and guys that's in the NFL and the NBA right now. I'm with the school with some of these guys. That's what Grandview is known for, getting up out the ghetto. But now they trying to make everywhere the ghetto, and they're taking on a false sense of hope, meaning they taking hope as being tough guys and thugging for no reason. Because now the whole system is gonna lock you up. They're gonna kill you. They're killing you off slowly. Slowly killing you off with your education. Because this benchmark thing, they only saying you gotta pass certain classes. Now they saying if you fight in school, that's a felony. Now they letting you provide a gun if you 18 or above. This is all laws and all systems to cripple you, to make you not be a hard worker. So that's what they're producing now.
Thank you. Hey, again, man, we're moving on up, and a young Caucasian young man came in. Well, had actually been here city, and this is his first time in a black barbershop.
Yep.
Huh?
Yep. Yes, sir.
So really, man, and he's gone through some of the conversations, but I wanted to ask him a couple of questions. Are most of your friends afraid of black people? Yes or no? Hey, man, don't mumble.
I wouldn't say most of them. There are some who have their prejudices, and I don't think it's based off of what they know, but things they see, TV and things that aren't really true. Just because of the way that the media is nowadays, they take a lot of things and kind of mix it around to where it seems like it might be true, even though it's not.
But now, where did you go to school?
Raymore Peculiar, Raypec. Just graduated 2015.
What percentage of minorities would you say were there?
What do you think, Terry? I'd say probably.
I don't know. We have a lot of people.
Okay, but
I'd say probably 20% minor. It was still pretty high white percentage. So.
Okay, but was there a good relationship between the black?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh?
it was really good relationship.
Okay, but now why? Like there, because apparently you know the man over here who gave me a nice interview about his dad being in prison, right? This is how connected, shit is each day when we roll in here. You see what I'm saying? Y'all friends, right? I done interviewed him already and got you today. But what is it when you're friends when you're in Raytown, but say if you get blessed and are able to move to one of these more affluent areas, you'll probably lose contact with him, possibly, right?
I don't know about that. I'd say we're pretty close friends that we'd stick together.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. But like I asked you, man, you're here, and probably, I guess, because of him, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, man, keep coming down with him. Bring some more of your friends, because the thing is this, man. Like I said, we're going to clean up down in the hood. But like I said, man, we need young men like you to be willing to say, hey, look, man, we're going to give some of these guys that are felons a second chance. We're going to be friends with each other. And like I said, man, we're going to tell our buddies that, like I said, I met some black people and they good people.
Yeah.
All right? And just like we done met some white people and some of y'all good people, right?
Exactly.
All right, so like I said, let's work together. Again, I just met this young man. First, if you'd like to give your name and age.
Jordan, I'm 24. I'll be 25 next month.
Hey, listen, man. Tell me what's had some of the things in your life, the tough situations, friends you might have lost, situations you've been in.
Being born and raised in Kansas City, it's pretty rough. I done lost, a lot of close friends and stuff. A little bit about my life. It's been kind of hard being, a young man, being 24 and, not having a dad in my life, so I just try to keep it pushing, because it's hard out here for us black men, to...
Did you drop out of school?
Yeah, I dropped out in 10th grade.
So you were how old then?
I was like 17.
But did you... Okay, you were 17.
Yeah, it wasn't a choice that I had to drop out of high school. It wasn't a choice. It was more like, I had to make it for myself. I had a single mom. She raised 8 kids. She raised me, my brothers and my sister, and her sister had passed away. So her being a single mom, having 8 kids, you know what I mean, I wasn't able to have clothes and shoes like I was supposed to as a young boy. So I mean, school wasn't an option at that time. I had to get out here and get it.
But what would you say to many of the young boys in the street now?
School. That's the first. I mean, now that I'm 24 and I'm older now. School. I'm getting back into that stuff now. But to the young boys, I mean, I just feel like don't give up on school. That's not an option. I mean, that's when you get my age, you know what I mean, you would go long ways, you know what I mean? So that was a big mistake for me, dropping out of high school, you know what I mean? But I can only take it one day at a time.
Hey, but one last thing, man. What about just, or I'm appealing to the young dude. Man, listen, if you want to protect your home and keep your weapon at home, man, you know, I have no problem with that at all.
Right.
But man, what we have to ask the brothers to do is, man, lay down the weapons and lock them up at home.
That's true.
We don't have to ride around the street strapped, do we?
Nah, it ain't even worth it. I mean, I just feel like us as black men, and us as being young black men at that, I feel like we should stick together a lot more than what we do. I mean, it's crazy out here. Like,
Well, now, have you been jailed?
have I been in jail?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a felony record check?
No.
Hey, well, you're blessed, right?
Yes.
Okay, because that's one of the situations we see. Many people that wind up with the felony records
Can't do nothing.
can't do nothing, right?
So that's why I push myself harder, because I mean when my first experience in jail was my last experience in jail. I'll be damned if I ever go back. You know, I spent probably about like 6 months in Ray County Jail, and it was rough. You know what I mean? So now that I'm back out here on these streets, I just try to make it, you know, I try to make it a prerogative that I get up every single day and I try to make, you know what I mean, my situation a lot better.
Thank you very much, man.